Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-December 2021. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business here with a couple of oracle cards just to test the energy. See what's going on for my beautiful Leo friends here in mid-December. My guides, talk to me. Let's see what we got going on for Leo, please. And yeah, we're just going to look at these couple of cards real quick, then we'll get into the full tarot reading itself. And at the very end, I'm going to pull you a bonus spread with the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what type of shadow work you might want to lean into in this time. And those spreads have been really interesting, so there's much for you to consider here, my beautiful friends. Let's get it going, though, for Leo, please. And I always love starting this off with these cards. That is extremely spiritual to start us. Love it. If you look down in that box, that imagery is gorgeous. It's one of my favorite cards out of this deck. And yeah, you might need to cut loose, have a little bit of fun here with that second one. All good though. Now, before we really dive in here, Leo, if you're new here, I'm going to be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end. And for everybody else, I created a brand new Twitter account. If you want to link up with me over there, it's at kyleofcups. So you know what you got to do. But into the reading we go. This first one reminds me of the Hierophant quite a bit. And you see that blindfold on that person's face. There's all the religious symbols down there. So symbolically, when someone is hoodwinked or blindfolded, I think of that as somebody not paying attention to the material world around them. This is extremely spiritual in nature, similar to the Hierophant, like I already said. So you could have a big interest in spiritual topics. Spiritual things could really be, striking your fancy at this time. This is a really good type of card, and sometimes it could even be spiritual protection. Now, moving over to the next one. Okay, and I don't feel like that's too much mystery in that first card. But moving to the next one, you see all these different toys, these different gifts. And when I see this card, that's the main thing I think is you might need to cut loose. Things might be a little serious. Things have been a little stuffy possibly in recent days and weeks. This is somebody who might have a little bit of cabin fever, needs to cut loose a little bit and have fun. This is a card of recreation to me. So try to keep that important. I know it's a hectic time of the year, but in the coming days and weeks, make sure you have time for yourself to have fun, whatever it is, whether it's playing video games, going out into nature. There's nothing wrong with a little rest and relaxation. Good card, especially if things have been serious. But we're going to get into tarot now. That's always an interesting way to start every single reading. And we're going to get you 3 cards in upright, then intuitively clarify as always. So let's shuffle it up one time here for my beautiful Leo friends. Guys, talk to me. Now, last week's reading was very positive in my opinion. It was titled Big Win Incoming. So we're going to hope that we could keep those energies moving, keep those energies going for you. The week before that, it was titled The Karmic Shift. So a lot of big change possibly. But we're going to see what we have for you this week. You know, we're just looking at a little energetic snapshot here. What do we got for Leo, please? 2 cards at once. Okay. Interesting. Love it. That's a good start. Now, we have the Ace of Swords taking up position number 1. That's a big card of opportunities. The Sword of Truth itself. But right in the center, we have the 10 of Pentacles. Big money focus, family focus. Very positive. We're going to get one more, though. Then we'll start piecing this together, Leo. Definitely ties in with the energy we saw for you last week. Okay, we got the 5 of Pentacles on the back end. So talk about conflicting energies. Talk about different things. Now, this could be different situations in life, different people. But we'll go through, we'll talk about it before we get into the juicier intuitive stuff. Going to give you some of these classical meanings. In position number 1, we have the Ace of Swords. All aces are opportunities, as I always say. This sort of truth can be about one's thought process, seeing things very clearly, sharply. So in this time, like your eyes could be wide open to a situation. It could also be a communication of some kind. All swords, sometimes I see that as like a serious nature type thing because, yeah, you know what these swords are about. It's a weapon of battle. But inherently, this isn't a bad card. There could be some good opportunities coming your way. I absolutely want to clarify it. Moving over to the center, double Pentacles here on the back end. So big focus on the money, big focus on the family, all those earthly things, which is interesting because we had the spirituality right in the front. So if you're too engrossed in this pentacle earthy type of energy, you might need to pull back and withdraw a bit. Maybe that's why this card showed up, more of as an advice card. 10 of Pentacles, though, is extremely positive to me. It's one of the better cards in the entire deck. Could speak about matters of the home or your family. Literally, it's an abundant ending of some kind or something really good coming. So like I said, last week's reading, big win incoming. that energy is still persisting here. Whether it is a win, victory, or triumph, this is nice. And I want to see what it says about it in the bottom, okay, when we clarify. But moving over, I mean, I don't want to get too intuitive just yet, but could this be someone not too happy about seeing you happy? The Five of Pentacles could be somebody that feels separated from a group. It could be feelings of loneliness. It could be abandonment issues, things like that. Somebody who's literally out in the cold. So you might struggle with feelings like that in this time. Like, even if things seem like they're on the up and up, things seem like they're going in a better direction, there's this inherent little sadness, loneliness that's underneath the surface. And of course, as I always say, that could be somebody else in your circle. And it was giving me those funky vibes there that, like, you might be in Ten of Pentacles mode, but somebody might not like seeing that. We'll see when we clarify, which we're going to do now. We're going to jump in and clarify. So let's shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Leos here. God, Spirit Team, talk to me. What do we got for my friends? Yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. We're going to go in on this Ace of Swords to start, see what that could be about. And as always, if you read tarot yourself, if you understand the cards, that's why this box is here. You could play along, drop any messages you're feeling for your collective down below, because I don't mind whatsoever. So why is this Ace of Swords here? For Leo, please. That one piqued my interest as soon as it popped out a little earlier. Ten of Cups in reverse. Interesting. So we have both positive tens here, and the Ten of Cups showing up in reverse. Yeah, you're going to want to watch out for family quarrels for sure. Okay. And I feel like that little lingering feeling that I've been getting since the very beginning, like somebody who might not like seeing you happy, or somebody who, like, you ever meet an individual that when you're happy about something, they kind of rain on the parade on purpose? Like, it's giving me funky vibes that somebody might be trying to drag down. If there's anybody in your life that fits that description, you might have to have a talk with them about that. Like, hey, listen here. Like, because that's the vibe this is giving me. Like, every time I'm happy about something, every time I have good news, you're just crapping on that. I'm going to try not to curse or say anything bad, but that could be the energy that's lingering around, because that's the second time I'm feeling it. Like, somebody who might not be super happy that you're happy. Okay, I know that's rough and that's a very broad message. Obviously, it won't hit for every single Leo. But if that's not your message, just beware of conflicts with those closest to you, okay? Because this might be some sort of serious conversation or talk that needs to be had or will be had regardless. We're going to move over to the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, I don't feel like that ruins the reading. And this could easily just be somebody expressing their dissatisfaction as well. So we could put both of those messages in there. So why is this Ten of Pentacles here? Okay, why is the Ten of Pentacles here? Yeah, that was giving me funky vibes right there in the front. Okay. Yeah. And this is somebody really trying to bite their tongue. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse. So we have a lot of things about communication showing up here. Okay. Like, this could be somebody not wanting to share good news for sure. Now, when I see the Eight of Wands showing up in reverse, I get somebody who's like lips are zipped or lips are sealed. That's the vibe it's giving me. So I would take this as partially an advice. If the rest of this reading is hitting for you, all the stuff I was saying, like, you might not really want to indulge. Like, if somebody's trying to come around and rain on your parade or whatever, like, if you have good news, you might want to keep it to yourself in this time. That's the one vibe it's making me feel. Like, don't flaunt anything, you know, don't tell anybody how good things are going. Like, that's just the vibe this is making me feel for sure. And with the messages I've been feeling, like the Ace of Swords with the Ten of Cups in reverse. Now we have this Ten of Pentacles with the Eight of Wands in reverse. It's very funky, offsetting types of vibes, okay? We're going to keep moving over to the Five of Pentacles. But your communications in the coming days and weeks could be really, really interesting overall. And if there's something you're dissatisfied about, don't feel like you have to keep your lips zipped. If there's something that's bothering you, speak your piece. We're going to see what's up with that Five of Pentacles. So, why is this Five of Pentacles here? Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow work. So why is the Five of Pentacles here? Thank you. Yeah. Five of Cups in reverse. So we got the double fives here on the back end. And let's just take note here, my friends. You have repeating tens and repeating fives in this spread. You might want to look at the numerology of that. the angel numbers when we talk about that. Now, this could be somebody really trying their best to turn a new leaf. That's one vibe it's making me feel like. If somebody is down in the dumps, feeling depressed, feeling sad, lonely, whatever it might be, even if it's not you, if it's somebody in your circle, trying their best to not show it with this Five of Cups in reverse, or trying their best to bring themselves out of it, like pull themselves out of the depths. So we got interesting things going on here for sure. When I see the Five of Cups in reverse, though, I feel like it's a good thing. The world could be cold sometimes, right? Whether it's things that are going on in the world basis, a community basis, family basis, the world can be rough, the world can be cold. But this is somebody really not trying to show how much something is affecting them, like putting on a brave face. That's the vibe this is giving me. So let's do a quick recap of this, Leo. There's a lot of interesting things going on here this week, because initially this spread was feeling super, super optimistic, like we were about to have a repeat of last week. Then the intuitive stuff started coming along. But look down in the box here. Ace of Swords in the beginning with the Ten of Cups in reverse. Beware of the communications you have with family and those that are closest to you. If there is something you are dissatisfied about, if there is something that's bothering you, don't be afraid to say it. Speak your piece. If there is somebody that's a little bit of a Debbie Downer, I feel like this, and the multiple things I was picking up here with that Five of Pentacles and then this thing in the front is somebody like, when they see you super happy about something, it gets them a little angry for whatever reason. So do with that what you will and beware of that in this time. But moving to the center, we have the Ten of Pentacles with the Eight of Wands in reverse. Maybe if you do have good news, don't really share it with too many people. All right, that's the one vibe this is making me feel. Lips zipped, lips sealed. There might be something you're like purposely withholding, and I don't feel like that's necessarily for a bad reason. But if something really good happens to you, beware about who you speak to about it. Moving to the very back end here, and once again, that was offsetting type of energy, because we had that serious conversation energy here in the beginning, then like keeping something on the low in the center. On the back end, the Five of Pentacles with the Five of Cups in reverse. Whether it is, the world in general feeling cold, somebody feeling lonely, sad, upset, they're trying to put on a brave face here on the back end. And I'm not saying if that's a good or a bad thing, that's just the energy I'm picking up. So Leo, please take a screenshot of that. Definitely different stuff going on here than we had last week. But we're going to get into the Shadowland Tarot now. I would just keep your eyes open in the coming days and weeks. And with this Shadowland deck, I love using it for shadow work. Tarot is an important tool for that. And this deck in particular was drawn in a darker fashion, in a darker way, to make us look at the darker underbelly of the energies of the cards. So that's how we're going to interpret that, because when we do shadow work, we want to confront it head on. And I know you have no problem with that being a fire sign. Let's get it going here. What we got? What shadows does Leo need to lean into in this time, please? Oh, that was... okay. Seven of Wands. So that is a conflict-based type of card, but it could be determination for sure. Let's get one more. That's giving me an odd little vibe, because especially since I said we're looking at the darker aspects of this card. We're looking at the Three of Swords right in the center. Okay. Yeah, we got the Queen of Wands here on the back end. Lots of fire. This is all fire and air under the surface, which is an energy I saw for you a couple of weeks ago, that of explosiveness. So let's go through this real quick, because when I see the Seven of Wands, yes, that could mean like a lot of things coming from a lot of different angles, a lot of different conflicts, a lot of different tests. A lot of you might feel like the universe is throwing you test after test when we see a card like the Seven of Wands. But this could also be somebody that is very quick to confrontation. Now, it's one thing if somebody's pressing your buttons on purpose and you respond back in a certain way, but maybe in the past you've been very quick to confrontation with a card like this. Or there's an individual that you were linked to that just loses their temper, loses their head. That's what I think of with a card like this. So try to keep everything like we saw in the reading itself, that Ten of Pentacles, Eight of Wands in reverse, lips zipped. Moving to the center, we got the Three of Swords. You know what this card is about. It's super iconic in tarot. This is a card of pain, heartbreak, things like that. So when we look at it in a shadow spread, Spirit could be asking you to look at how you deal with pain. Do you deal with heartbreak, pain, anything that this card could represent? Do you deal with it in a healthy way? Do you deal with it in a healthy manner? Okay, there's a lot of different ways people choose to deal with things, and that's what this card is asking us to look at. It's a little bit of an inherent sadness, maybe something that's happened that you haven't completely healed from. But moving to the back end, we got the Queen of Wands. That's a card that could represent you or another fire sign. Lovely, usually beautiful, sexy, and I see this as a positive card, but the negative aspects of this Queen of Wands is somebody who could be a little bit snappy, a little bit saucy. So when we have it with the Seven of Wands and this Ten of Swords, in my opinion, there's no such thing as overconfident. And this card can represent how one feels about themselves. And I know for a fact that 99.9% of Leos don't have an issue with self-confidence. They know what they bring to the table. But this card is giving us little warnings about situations involving self-confidence. So that's something you might want to be aware of in this time. Or appearances. Something about appearances is showing up here at the very end of this reading. And it was giving me that snappy type of vibe. So Leo, do with that what you will, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. For the December subscriber surprise, I'm switching it up a little bit. It's going to be winner's choice. So I will be picking 3 lucky subscribers to have their choice of either a copy of the Tarot of Dreams or a free personal reading with myself. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are at this point. And second, let me know down in the comments when you're watching or doing a reading, what card makes you happy when you see it come out. Could be any card. And at the end of the month, I'll announce the winners in my community tab as usual, my friends. Much love to you, and I'll see you next time.